You're watching KSL Sports Live.
Thanks for staying up with us. A fight broke out at the Women's SEC Championship game. Must-see TV there. We got some breaking NFL news. We begin our locals in the NFL draft previews with Stevenson Sylvester. A BYU Hooper wins a Big 12 award, and the Aggies are still celebrating a championship in Logan. All that and more coming up tonight. But let's get the show started in the NBA. The Milwaukee Bucks made the trade for Weber State legend Damian Lillard with the belief that it would get them another title. But it has taken time and a coaching change for Dame and Giannis to find their stride with the Bucks. They've now won 7 of 10, taking on another contender on the road, the LA Clippers. Dame comes out hot. It's 4 threes in the first quarter. But the play of the game belonged to the Clippers, Brandon Boston.
Boston gets around Giannis, oh my goodness!
Back to Lillard, under 2 minutes left after Giannis can't believe that dunk. He hits the dagger. He finished with 35 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds, and the Bucks get the win, 124-117. Rudy Gobert fined $100,000 for his actions toward officials Friday night against the Cavaliers. His pesky T-Wolves visiting the Lakers Sunday, third quarter. LeBron at age 39, still insane. That dunk to make it 76-70. Anthony Davis fighting down low after the rebound and gets the and one. He finished with 27 points and 25 rebounds. Then LeBron with another dunk to extend the lead to 12. LeBron finishes with 29. Lakers trying to avoid the play-in situation. 120-109 with the win. The Cleveland Cavaliers still without Donovan Mitchell, hosting the Brooklyn Nets. Utah State legend Sam Merrill hits a 3 in the first quarter. That would be his only one of the night. Brooklyn's Cam Thomas stole the show. Hits the 3 in the fourth quarter, and then Thomas in the corner gets one to bounce. A little plinko there. Thomas finishes with 27 points. Nets win 120-101. Now to college hoops, the Big Ten Women's Conference Tournament Championship. Nebraska and Iowa, our play of the day, more like player of the day, was Nebraska's Jazz Shelley. She added 3 more threes in the title game, including that high arcer, to her tournament total of 16. That's a new Big Ten tournament record. But, of course, the player of the Big Ten championship game comes as no surprise. Iowa's Caitlin Clark. Just 4 points in the first half, but in the fourth quarter, she hits the step-back 3 to take the lead, 64-62. Under 40 seconds in the fourth, Clark drives to the hoop and ties it up. We're going to go to overtime. When we get there, Alexis Markowski finds Logan Nisley for the 3 to make it 84-82. Then under a minute in the same spot, Clark hits the step back for the lead. Clark finishes with 34 points. She had 30 in the second half in overtime. She wins her 3rd Big Ten championship.
The shot up, count gets to 4. It's out to Robinson. Long 3. Oh, man! He just made a 30-footer!
BYU is the biggest surprise in the Big 12 this season, a 10-8 record, good for 5th in a year where they were picked to finish 13th, and with the success comes the recognition. Senior guard Jackson Robinson has been named Big 12 6th Man of the Year, averaging almost 14 points off the bench for the Cougars, and a big reason for their success this season. Congrats to Jackson. All right, the Utah State Aggies have turned out to be one of the best stories in all of college basketball this season. No points returning from last year's team, a completely new coaching staff, and somehow this group came together and did the impossible. The Aggies were picked to finish 9th in the Mountain West this year out of 11 teams. Now they are champions. Down by as much as 6 last night against New Mexico, the Aggies would rally to take the lead. Ian Martinez was outstanding. He led the Aggies with 22 points. But with the game tied and time running out, they turned to their veteran point guard for the win.
Back to Brown. The 3 is up. It's good! Darius hits the 3! He hits the 3 on senior night!
Darius Brown with 19 points, 9 assists, and the dagger. Utah State wins their first outright Mountain West Conference regular season title, and they aren't done yet.
I don't have too many words. Like this team, I don't know how to describe them. Like I really don't. Like what they've done, this will never be done in Division I basketball again, where literally you don't return a point, assist, all that. Like, and to win a Mountain West championship, like not at this level, like not at the Power 6 level. What these guys have done and how they've come together and just selfless and like caring for each other, loving and it's real. Like you can see, you don't do what they did if they don't truly care about each other.
The Aggies are the 1 seed in the Mountain West Conference tournament this week. They'll get the winner of Wyoming and Fresno State on Thursday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time at the Thomas and Mack Center. The Aggies swept both teams in the regular season. 20th-ranked BYU finished 5th in the Big 12 after a win over Oklahoma State Saturday. Who would have thought BYU would have a higher seed than Kansas in the Cougars' first year in the Big 12? It's true. BYU gets the Oklahoma State UCF winner on Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Utah's the 6th seed in the Pac-12 tournament. They get 11-seed Arizona State Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time. The Utes were swept by the Sun Devils in the regular season. We got more college hoops, including a big upset at the Big Sky Tournament later in the show. The NFL draft is less than 2 months away. The NFL Combine is done. The numbers are in, and it's time now to break down our locals in the NFL draft. And who better to do that than Stevenson Sylvester? We're going to kick things off with the biggest of them all, Kingsley Suamataia. We knew he was an NFL draft prospect coming into the season. He didn't do a whole lot to hurt his stock. He's going to be one of the top offensive linemen taken in this draft. We'll talk about where in a moment, but let's break down what makes him so special. And Sly, you got to start with his size and athleticism.
Yeah, he passes the look test. This is what Aaron Roderick told me in high school when he came down to Vegas to recruit me. Sly, you passed the look test. And Kingsley definitely passes the look test. 6'5", 226, 34-inch arms. This guy is huge. He's massive, and that's exactly what you want to do. But the biggest thing that jumps out on tape about this guy that you're going to absolutely love is his pure athleticism. This guy can run. I mean, the 40 is 40. I have my opinion about the 40 and what it is. But when you see this guy, you put it on tape, he's running just like this on running plays, on everything. He can get out and move. He doesn't move like your traditional offensive lineman, and that's his best attribute. It's absolutely awesome to see what he's able to do, get out in there. And I'm telling you, anybody, if you can picture a 6'5", 326-pound guy coming at you like that, that is not what you want to see.
He had a great Senior Bowl. Good combine. These numbers didn't hurt them, did they?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
So he set himself really well for this draft. I think he answered a lot of questions. So let's break down what you love about Kingsley Suamataia.
Again, I love his athleticism, his ability to get to the second and third level quickly because he's so athletic. It's what we loved about Penei Sewell, how aggressive he was, but his ability to quickly get out and on the second and third level. You see Penei Sewell, they use him a lot in the pool game. You use a lot of Kingsley in the pool game here. He gets out on the edges. He gets to the second and third level extremely easy. Here, the screenplay, the swing play. He gets out in here and takes these DBs out. As I said, 6'5", 326, you do not want to see that coming down.
Pancakes and maple syrup.
All day, baby, all day.
That's awesome. Look, there are also some questions. We're going to be fair about this because this is what the GMs and scouts are going to do. They're going to try to find the weaknesses. He did not have a great last year at BYU. The offensive line did not perform well. They took some plays off. So as you're looking at a film of him, what are some of the concerns you may have that could cause his stock to drop a little bit in a really good draft for offensive linemen?
Yeah, it wasn't. And, you know, that's team-related as well, right? The BYU did not have a great team success this past year. So
and they changed coaches.
And they changed coaches. And that stuff definitely hinders him. And you can see that kind of in his play. Yeah. So for me, again, you know, there's some things out of him that say he's a very raw talent. That's exactly what I see. I see a lot of things that more experienced O-linemen won't get. And so I think that in his pass protection, I think he needs a little adjustments to some of his running scheme, understanding blitzes. If you get to go against the Baltimore Ravens, you see Kyle Hamilton coming in and out of your set. I don't know if he can handle understanding exactly, I got to protect the inside and the outside and understanding things are going. Those are the things that I would like to see him develop better, and that comes with experience. So for me, I was just like, okay, if he spent another year in college, he could possibly get that experience. More confident going in. But again, that's my opinion. If there was a GM being like, we have a great offensive line coach, we could develop this guy into understanding those things. Those are coachable things, right? So he can make that jump. But if we were assessing film, those are the things that I break down that I take as a negative.
What round do you think he should go in? What's the best fit for him?
Man, and that's going to be a great question, right? And it's more so, and we talk about this every single year.
Yeah.
Biggest thing, it's not where you're drafted. It's the situation that you go into, i.e. Our guy Puka Nacua.
Great example.
Perfect situation, drafted in the 5th round, made it happen. If Kingsley goes into the right situation, and for me, his right situation is going to a veteran team that gets out and moves. right? Right now, I think the best team for him would be the Detroit Lions. He could partner with Penei Sewell, learn under him. I don't think he's a starter in his first year, but if he can learn, get coached well, they have a great offensive line in Detroit, and develop into those guys, I think he's going to be a starter long into the future. He has the body. He's extremely young. He can get those things going, but I see him getting drafted in the 5th round, maybe 4th round here in this draft.
Okay. That's a lot lower than some think, but like you say, doesn't really matter. And he's going to land in Detroit with his cousin, Penei Sewell. I think he'd much rather have that situation than anyone else.
For sure.
Great stuff, Sly. We're not done. We got Devon Vele coming up later on in the show. Sly, thanks. We got more later.
With 3, back to Brown. The 3 is up. It's good. Darius hits the 3.
And we take you inside the Aggies' big win Saturday night in the Spectrum. We also take you to BYU spring football, the latest after 2 weeks of action with the Cougars. That and more coming up right after this.
You're watching KSL Sports Live.
Women's SEC Tournament Championship game, number 1 South Carolina, 31-0 against the defending national champions LSU. You could sense the tension early, second.
I wish she would have pushed Angel Reese. Don't push a kid. You 6'8", don't push somebody that little. That was uncalled for, in my opinion. Let those 2 girls that were jawing, let them go at it.
I just don't want the people who are tuning in to women's basketball see that and think, that is our game.
Tell you what, the women's game is really entertaining right now. All right, the Utah Jazz got crushed Saturday night in Denver. The defending champs had too much firepower, beating the Jazz 142-121. Now, let's be honest. More important than wins and losses right now for the Jazz is the development of their young players this late in the season, and the rookies are certainly getting more minutes. Minus Taylor Hendricks, of course, who was out with that toe injury. Bryce Sensabaugh, once again in the starting lineup. He played 32 minutes. He was 0 of 3 from 3, but did a lot of things well. He scored 16 points, 7 of 11 shooting, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Bryce showing his defensive potential in moments. Then there's Keontae George. He had another big night statistically. He had 29 points on 10 of 17 shooting. He was 5 of 8 from 3, pulled down 5 rebounds, and dished out 6 assists. The Jazz have 18 regular season games remaining. The challenging schedule continues Tuesday at home against the Boston Celtics. More opportunities for these rookies to gain valuable experience against the NBA's best.
Absolutely. I think both of those guys, they show a tremendous amount of confidence in themselves. They have a tremendous amount of confidence in each other, like the way they speak to each other during the game and encourage each other and kind of feed off each other, I think is a positive. And they're young players, and I fully expect for there to be ugly moments and some things that don't necessarily go their way, but the confidence that they play with and their ability to play through mistakes and not necessarily dwell on them.
BYU played their final game of the season at the Marriott Center on Saturday. A proper send-off for their seniors, an 85-71 revenge win over the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Senior Spencer Johnson had a special night. The new father with 14 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. And the Big 12 Sixth Man of the Year, Jackson Robinson, also a senior, came off the bench and scored 17. And Foose, he was awesome off the bench as well, 19 to lead the Cougars. BYU finishes 5th in their first season in the Big 12, 10-8 in conference. Now they're off to Kansas City for the Big 12 tournament starting Wednesday. Dylan Jones and Weber State play their first game at Starch Madness in Boise on Monday. The 4-seed Wildcats get a rematch against the 5-seed Montana State. That game tips off at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Weber State's path to a Big Sky championship has changed dramatically. The number 1 seed goes down in Boise. Sac State, a team that won 9 games this season, shocks Eastern Washington under 5 minutes left, and a Calmaween with the poster slam. Sac State completes the upset. If Weber State beats Montana State, they would take on Sacramento State in the semifinals Tuesday. The 2-seed Northern Colorado also lost to Idaho State. Utah Valley is a 5-seed in the WAC tournament. They get the 8-seed Cal Baptist Wednesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. If they beat Cal Baptist, they'll play Seattle U on Thursday in the quarterfinals. Southern Utah and Utah Tech did not qualify for the WAC tournament after finishing outside of the top 8. All right, it's one of the great stories in college basketball this season. Utah State Aggies are outright Mountain West Conference champions. What better way to celebrate a special season than in your own building in front of your fans? Here's a look back at a special night of the Spectrum that will be celebrated for years to come.
In Utah State basketball history, a chance for the Aggies for an outright title.
Brown in traffic, leaves it for a trailing Martinez. Oh, what a dunk! Oh, man, and he's fouled. And one. Ian Martinez with no regard for human life. Entry pass to Osborne, throws it down with 2 hands. Oh! Hands to Duge, takes the baseline 3. Yes! Oh! Josh, how you doing, big fella?
Like, it was just meant to be that we would finish it the way we did here, not winning it on the road. The fans, they deserve this to be done in the Spectrum.
And I think sometimes it's hard, you know, when the media gets in your head and Twitter, all those types of things, you start seeing like, oh, like, you know, they haven't played anybody in their non-conference. We'll see how they're doing conference and all those shenanigans. I'm glad that we got to prove everybody wrong, because, you know, that 9th place stuff, it was, gosh, the whole team was mad about that.
From Sacco, alley-oops, the Sacco throws it down. Oh, Sacco. Still harassed by House, gets around him, kicks it to Martinez, wide open 3, yes! Oh, Ian Martinez! Leaves it for Osborne, Osborne throws it down with 2 hands. Martinez on the drive, he throws down the 2-handed dunk! Oh, Martinez skies for the dunk, Aggies lead 2.
The way it ended, I mean, what did they say about Aaron Boone? Like, Aaron Boone, it's Darius Brown. And if he's not the league MVP, like, I'm never voting again.
Down Osborne with 4, with 3, back to Brown. The 3 is up. It's good! Darius hits the 3! He hits the 3 on senior night, Darius Brown! Oh, baby, what a shot by Darius Brown!
It was just like, as soon as I touched it, I was like, hey, this is going out.
I don't have too many words. Like, this team, I don't know how to describe them. Like, I really don't. Like, what they've done, this will never be done in Division I basketball again, where literally you don't return a point, assist, all that, like, and to win a Mountain West championship, like, not at this level, like, not at the Power 6 level. What these guys have done and how they've come together and just selfless and like caring for each other, loving and it's real. Like, you can see it. You don't do what they did if they don't truly care about each other.
Our locals in the NFL draft previews continue. This time we're breaking down a Utah wide receiver, Devon Vele. You saw Devon Vele up close and personal, Sly, many times. I know how much you love him. We'll start breaking him down here. Go over first, like, what is it about him physically that he showed off in the combine and in his games that you love?
Well, I think he only helped himself in the combine.
Yeah.
But check this out. 6'4", 203 pounds, 33-inch arms. He can go out and get it. We talked about it during the season. Where's his catch radius? Anywhere
Everywhere.
in here.
Yep.
I can catch anything. I don't have to have it solid in here. He's got solid hands. He pulls. But this is a big, big, big thing here. Look at the jump from the first run to the second run. He runs a sub 4.5 40 at 6'4", 203 pounds. That is great. He had an amazing combine. I think that helped him out a ton, right? Because this past year we were offensively challenged at Utah.
You could say that.
And so he wasn't getting the production that you're normally seeing from a Devon Vele. But to see that he has the capability of being that guy, you know, running that sub 4.4, 36-inch vertical at 6'4". That's 9 foot 10 inches if you're on the basketball court right now. And that's a standing vertical. And imagine it is in running. And so, like, you can throw the ball to this guy down in the end zone. You can throw the guy one-on-ones, and he's going to come down with it. He is that type of receiver. He's dynamic. I think he did a tremendous job of helping propel himself up higher in the rounds getting drafted this year.
So he's got the measurables and the stats in the combine that scouts love. What does he do on the field that really stands out that GMs and scouts in the NFL are going, I like this guy?
I mean, we talked about the the little things that are great,
Yes.
right? He's big, this and that, but his route running, right? One, he puts defenders in a box, right? Because they don't know. He runs all the routes. I've seen all of these NFL routes, the under routes, the comeback routes, the double moves. He does them all at an extremely high level. Here against USC, setting them up outside. You've seen Devontae Adams run that route plenty of times. He runs all of those routes, and luckily they got the same number too.
Yeah.
But he runs all of those routes very, very similarly. Again, he goes into the right situation. This guy will take off, and he'll have an amazing year. He has the feet, and what's great, we didn't use him that much this year, so I think he ended the season extremely healthy. As you can see in the combine, he did well. He's got the pro day coming up here in a couple weeks. He is going to be a huge asset to any team that takes a chance on him.
How about football IQ?
Man, huge. So I absolutely love it. Of course, I'm biased. I had an extremely great viewpoint of him these last 3 years. But here, I'm right here on the sideline somewhere. But I remember this play vividly. This is at the end of the first half. They're driving down the field, 2-minute offense, and him and Cam Rising are on the same page. They called this corner out 3 different times on this route, and he ran it 3 different ways based on where the defender was. But you love it here. He can catch the ball, but also get his feet inbounds for the score. He's a sure-handed receiver, a great route runner, but his chemistry in the offense and understanding situational football is huge at the receiver position in today's game, because you got to be able to be on the same page with the quarterback. Whatever the quarterback is seeing from the middle of the field, you have to be able to see from the outside. Devon Vele does that at an extremely high level, which I think is one of his best assets.
You compare his production to the other receivers in the draft, it's not as good.
Right.
Why was that?
We didn't use him. I mean, if you look at his statistics from the first 6 games of the season, he's only got 15 receptions. Yes, he was throwing the ball some, but those balls were high. They were in the dirt, not even catchable balls. I know his catch radius is here, but get it in this area and he could catch it. So they weren't doing it. When they started targeting him a lot more, this is the final 4 games. This was actually the final 3 games of the season because he didn't play against Colorado. 28 receptions, 392 yards, and 3 touchdowns in just 3 games. That big breakout first half against Washington this year, he had 111 yards in the first half. He was getting it done. This Devon Vele is very capable of being a highly rated receiver. You didn't have the production this year. GMs definitely have to look at the routes he was running because what I loved, I was at the Baylor game, right? And he was making the defenders, he was open every single time. And when you're saying open, I know receivers like, I'm open, I'm 7'11", open, right? No, literally, the defender's like 5 to 6 yards off. He's open every single time. We just couldn't get him the football.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
Well, I think a GM's going to be like, you know what? I've got a great quarterback here. I put this guy in. He's my 2nd, 3rd, or 4th receiver. We're ready to go.
Instantly.
So, all right, put your GM hat on. Where are you going to pick him?
Man, because he has low grades, he didn't get a lot out. I think he slides in the draft. Draft is all about hype. Since he didn't have that grade of a year statistically, it's not going to show. But he had an amazing combine, so that jumps him up a ton. But for me, I think he had an undrafted 7th, 6th round grade with the combine. I think that jumps him up into the 5th round. I got him going day 3, 5th round to a talented offense like I hope my Steelers. You know, I was talking to him.
That's a good fit.
I would hope, but he just needs to go to a great offense like Andy Reid in Kansas City. They need receivers out there, and if they can get a talented guy this late in the draft, I think a team like that would definitely benefit from it.
They'll love the off-field stuff, too. Mature, return missionary, leadership, everything he did at Utah. So there's a lot of good things to like about Devon Vele. And you know what? There was a 5th-round receiver out of BYU taken last year. That 5th round wouldn't be so bad, would it?
Hey, man, he set a ton of records. It's not where you're drafted. It's about the situation you go into.
Sly, thank you. Great stuff. All right, up next, we'll check in with BYU spring football. Will the run game improve in 2024? Plus a new addition on defense turning heads. We'll go to Provo next. Training dingers. Let's start with the Baltimore Orioles rookie Jackson Holliday. Ready to launch. Just 20 years old. He is big league ready. A grand slam in the first inning. The Orioles would beat the Blue Jays 11-6. There was another grand slam at spring training on Sunday. It's Cody Clemens of the Philadelphia Phillies, top of the 4th inning. It tied the game at 5, and the Phillies would go on to win over the Pittsburgh Pirates 9-7. Turns on the road. All right, BYU's defense showed flashes in their first Big 12 season, but overall, they didn't make enough plays and more specifically, failed to put enough pressure on the opposing quarterbacks. They were tied for last in sacks last year in the country with just 11. Well, thanks to a recruiting class that the Cougars are very excited about. Immediate help is on the way. In fact, he's already there. Former Weber State linebacker Jack Kelly joins the Cougar defense. Kelly had 8.5 sacks by himself last year for the Wildcats, 4 forced fumbles and an interception. And he's feeling right at home with Jay Hill's defense.
I feel like I fit good. It's the same one that we ran up at Weber, so I should be able to be utilized the same way I was up there. But ultimately, I think my speed is going to be key for me and having success up here.
A lot. Understanding what we're trying to get done. He knows how I coach. He's looked really good so far. He's one of our strongest players on our team, and he's running really good right now. So I've been very impressed with him so far.
On offense, the lack of a run game was a problem, a big problem. Inconsistent offensive line play didn't help either, and neither did the injuries. But BYU struggled to run the football in 2023, and it's got to be fixed. They were 118th in the country in rushing offense. Offensive coordinator Aaron Roderick wants to get back to running the football effectively.
Running the ball is 11-man. It's an 11-man deal every play. Obviously, it starts up front, but it's tight ends, it's receivers, it's the quarterback getting us into the right play. A lot of our run plays are audibles or have the ability to be audibles. Sometimes occasionally it's an RPO. We don't run a ton of those, but we do run some. And it's play action pass fitting together with the runs. So it's all of it. It's an 11-man deal, but that is our number one priority. We got to get back to running the football the way we did the 3 years prior to last year.
Back to college hoops, Pac-12 Women's Championship. Cameron Brink and number 2 Stanford taking on Juju Watkins and 5th-ranked USC. Brink led Stanford with 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 blocks. But it wasn't enough against the Trojans. Watkins was limited to 9 points, so Mackenzie Forbes stepped up. She pours in 28 points, 4 of 8 from 3. And USC stunned Stanford to win the Pac-12 Tournament Championship. And the Trojans may have earned a 1 seed along with Stanford in the NCAA Tournament. That'll be decided on Sunday.
Onto the wing, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Freddie has to put it up. Shot goes! Freddie Hicks has won the game!
More March Madness, please. Freddie Hicks beat the buzzer and sends Arkansas State to the championship game of the Sun Belt Tournament.
70 shoot again, creating. Oh, great job to get a piece there. Tejada didn't know how much time was left, and he banked it in anyway.
Tyler Tejada of the Towson Tigers in the CAA quarterfinal against the Seahawks of UNC Wilmington from 70 feet. The Tigers won 66-56 to advance to the semifinals.
Great, that one won't go. The defense got back, but it was a pretty good look. Oh, just a dagger.
The Utah women came up short of the Pac-12 tournament in Vegas, but they will always remember that shot by point guard Anesh Vieta, beating the third quarter horn with a 60-footer. Utah beat Arizona State before falling to UCLA in the quarters, and now they wait for their NCAA tournament bid next Sunday. And that got us thinking, what are the best buzzer beaters in conference tournaments in state history? Our staff voted. Did we get it right? Here's our top 5. 85 WAC tournament first round at the Huntsman Center. Utah down 1 with 1 second left. Manny Hendricks for the win. He gives the win, Utah the win over Wyoming. They go crazy in the Huntsman Center. Manny Hendricks, the hero.
Probably in years.
Is it going to Doliak? It goes to Van Horn. He tips it in. Big Van Horn.
Between shot and game clock.
If you miss it, you go to overtime. Don't worry about it.
Miller, the floater off the glass. Goliak tried to follow Van Horn. Will he get it? He got it!
Keith Van Horn, not one, but 2 buzzer beaters in the 1997 WAC tournament. His first one beat SMU in the quarterfinals. The second one beat New Mexico at the buzzer in the semifinals. Van Horn and the Utes would go on to win the tournament. Rick Majerus, yes, he does have a vertical. They made it all the way to the Elite 8 that season after that tournament.
56, Merrill for the lead. He's got it!
Oh, my goodness.
Ice in his veins, Sam Merrill called game in the Mountain West Tournament Championship and became a legend in 2020 against the San Diego State Aztecs. The shot gave the Aggies back-to-back Mountain West Tournament titles.
what you got to take. You can't.
It's knocked away, still loose. Doherty, the heave. Oh my God! It's good! Southern Utah wins!
Sharita Doherty, last year with a miracle heave in the 2023 WAC Women's Tournament, kept the Thunderbirds alive, stunning New Mexico State. They would eventually go on to win the WAC tourney and reach the NCAA tournament.
They get it inbounds to Nixon. Fires one up at midcourt. Good!
One of the most incredible finishes you'll ever see in a basketball game. WAC Tournament Championship 1992. BYU's Kevin Nixon from 55 feet beats UTEP to go to the NCAA tournament. We'll be right back. Olympic silver medalist Grace McCallum starts her night off with a perfect 10 on bars, her third career 10 and her second to the season. Utah's floor team has been excellent this year. McCallum and Jalen Gilstrap face the Red Rocks with 9.95s on that rotation. Miley O'Keefe would end the night for Utah on beam, near perfect, 9.975 on beam. Red Rocks get the big win, but more importantly, raise their NQS with the 197.875 road score. Salt Lake City Stars on the road against the Sioux Falls Skyforce. The comeback of Isaiah Thomas continues. He was on fire. He put up his second 30-point game in a Stars uniform. He also had 8 assists. The Stars get the 133-127 win. Thomas and the Stars will play on Tuesday at Delta Center. You can see Thomas in person. Isaiah Thomas is a great story, an 11-year NBA veteran and 2-time NBA All-Star. Quite a career for a 5'9" guard who was taken last, 60th overall in the 2011 NBA draft. He's been out of the league, the NBA that is, since 2022, but he doesn't want his career to end. Not yet. So he has signed with the Salt Lake City Stars of the NBA G League, and he made his debut Thursday against the Texas Legends. Didn't shoot well as he would like, but he still racked up 32 points and 5 assists in that debut. More hardware for BYU track and field. The BYU women's distance medley relay team won a national championship on day one at the NCAA Indoor Track and Field Championships on Friday night. Sadie Sargent, Sammy Oblad, Carly Hansen, and Riley Chamberlain make up the relay team. All 4 named first-team All-Americans. Congratulations to the BYU Cougars. Cougar Track and Field continues to kill it on the national scene. You can read about that and more on the KSL Sports app. We'll see you Monday.